Hello everyone, welcome to iCanHazDraw. In this lesson I'm going to show you how to draw a Christmas wreath. So the best way to begin with a wreath is to start with a circle. Now you could either start with a small circle in the middle or a large circle and then make a smaller circle inside of it. I'm choosing to freehand this. If you want to grab say the bottom of a cup or the top of a cup, you can do that. But essentially you're going for a donut shape. And that's about it. I'm going to finagle it a little bit here and there since I'm eyeballing it. I'm not using a cup. Okay, next for the bow, draw a figure 8. A sideways figure 8. And then you're going to draw a little circle in the middle for the knot. Then you're going to take the corners, or you're going to make corners for the ends of the figure 8 to look like a bow. The classic bow shape. And then I'm going to draw a little opening here at the top of the bow to give it some dimension. Now I'm going to wrap some ribbon around the bow, or excuse me, around the wreath. The ribbon is coming from the bow. And because I want to make the ribbon look like it's hugging close to the wreath, I'm pulling those lines in just a little bit from where I originally drew them when I first started drawing the circle. Now I'm going to add some texture for the greenery, and it's basically like you're drawing fluffy little cloud edges around the circle, both on the outside and on the inside. As you can see, I still have some extra lines going on, but I will erase those soon. I'm going to make them look a little bit fluffier. And I'm going to move the ribbon around a bit. It's kind of like real decorating. You know, you just pick at it here and there until it looks just right. Reposition and all that. So now I'm erasing some of these lines here that are kind of getting in the way of the finished look. And then you can see what our wreath is ultimately going to look like. There we go, that's much better. I'll finesse a little more here and there. It's easier to tell without all the excess sketchiness there, what I want to do. I don't know if this is much fun to watch, but it's kind of relaxing to draw. If you just take time, play with it a little bit. That's usually how I draw things, especially when I'm not thinking about anything in particular. I just doodle around until I get something close to what I want. But that's plenty for now, so moving forward with the Sharpie marker, and I'm going to outline starting with the bow in the middle and working my way out. Point and pull from one line to the next. Working from the top, going down. I have another Christmas wreath video that is on the other channel, How to Draw in Paint, so it's much simpler. If you feel like checking that one out, please do. It's called How to Draw in Paint, and there's some more I'm going to add on to this wreath as well. So this one's actually a good video, good drawing lesson for intermediate to advanced, because it involves much more detail and it is more time consuming. So be sure to go check that other one out. Okay. Now I'm going to erase all this stuff. Some of these pencil lines are kind of they're just stubborn. That's what happens if I draw too hard, especially if I'm using a very soft pencil. They range in hardness from HB2, I think, to 6B, with the HB side being the hardest and the 6 being the softest. So I've decided I want to make this ribbon shiny, so I'm going to draw in some shiny marks, and I'm being a little bit softer with my pencil now than I was before because I don't want to have a hard time erasing this later. And I'm going to draw some little berries in the greenery. This is that extra detail I was telling you about a moment ago. And all it is just a bunch of little circles randomly drawn in there. And then the shiny parts of the bow is just extra little lines. Nothing too difficult to whip up, just a little time consuming. Just a bunch of shapes and lines. That's all it is. That's all that anything really is, you know, whenever you're drawing. It's just a bunch of shapes and lines. Just break it down. There we go. And I'm going to erase again. See if I can get any of the other markings I didn't pick up last time. This looks really, really nice, just as is. You could make this as part of a greeting card cover. Now I've decided I'm going to use yellow because I want the ribbon to be gold. If you choose to use a different color, that's fine. I will be adding a little bit of dimension by using a darker color for the shadowy part. So if you choose a different color, like say blue, maybe use a lighter color blue, and then you can come back in with a darker shade to make it look like it has some shadowy parts, so the shiny part will look even more vibrant. That contrast will make it look really good. There we go, there's that gold ribbon, all done there. Next, I'm going to color in all these berries with a bright red, and I'm using my smelly marker. Some of these markers have fragrance to them. And the reason why I'm coloring the red first is because, especially since these berries are so little, it would be really easy for me to accidentally color over the green, and that would mess up the felt tip, so don't want to do that. And now, this is probably going to be the most time-consuming part. It's coloring in the actual wreath. You can see I'm being very careful and deliberate where I'm coloring. I'm making sure I don't cross any lines, because it'll be really obvious if I do. I've chosen a darker green, so these small red berries will be obvious. And I'm speeding up the video here because if I had you guys watch the whole thing, I think you'd be bored. I don't know. I think I'd be bored out of my mind. I don't know. Maybe y'all would like that. But anyway, you can see how I color in the rest of this. I don't actually color this fast. That would be awesome, though. But you could see in that first portion of the wreath that it can be a time-consuming process. So just breathe and enjoy the process. There we go. Very pretty. So all that's left now is to color in with that goldenrod yellow, that darker yellow I was telling you about. And I'm just going to insert some random streaks of the goldenrod here. I'm not going to think too hard about it. Just putting it in there, you know. Usually it's a good idea to know, to plan ahead where the light source is, but this is kind of just all over the place, and it still looks nice anyway. So there you have it. There is your finished Christmas wreath with a gold bow and red berries. And thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have fun drawing it. And remember, you can HazDraw.